Right, hello. Well, it's Friday the 2nd of May, so I thought I'd do the May video of the garden. The Abbeydale plant sale on last Saturday, it really went well. Unfortunately, I was poorly and had to go home, but my children and grandchildren helped manfully, and as did the club members, and it was a success. Raised enough cash to finance another year for the club, and it was enjoyable. I think people had a good time. Plenty of people came, and I think overall it was a success. We've got quite a lot of plants still left, and so I'm planting some of these out. As often it's a question of trying to find space for things. I'll just have a look in the conservatory. When I had seeds, I grew a lot of the seeds initially in the conservatory because I was worried about frosts and things. And it's surprising what a mess growing things in the conservatory makes. If you look down at the floor here, lots of leaves and bits and pieces, so I'll need to empty out. And the cats don't help really, but as I say, I need to put everything out, and the problem is that means space, and I've still got quite a lot of plants. But anyway, so yes, it's surprising how much mess plants can make. Not as much as pets or perhaps children, but they can make a bit of mess, so it'll need all tidying out. Won't use it for plants until the end of the autumn, and then the delicate plants will come in over the winter. So let's just have a look out in the garden, out through the door again. Sorry if there's a lot of noise. I've got my neighbours sounds like he's drilling metal or something. So quite a lot of plants there. Ones that didn't sell. I'll just go and have a look round the side, where we've got more plants that didn't sell. I would say about a bit over half the plants were sold, which is pretty good, but still left with a few hundred plants. Lots and lots of night-scented stock, which didn't do very well, so I'm planting a lot of those out. So a few more plants there. Lots of hollyhocks, they didn't do very well, and more there. I'm planting out some of the plants at the front here, but it needs a bit of clearing out. So at the front here, they've put a bit of compost down. Got quite a lot of plants to plant out. I'll be doing that over the weekend probably. And then over here where we had a lot of daffodils, I need to tidy up there. I know one should let the daffodils die down, put goodness back into the bulbs for next year, but I do. Oh, there's a helicopter going overhead now. I do want to get a bit more colour in there. I think it's a helicopter. Yeah. Anyway, the wisteria was very good this year. If you have a look along here, there's that's the wisteria. That's the new extension. Well, new. It's 3 years old, but that's the extension. And the wisteria, I think it ties it all in together quite nicely. This nice blue Californian lilac was there, and a little an acer with a red tinge. My grandchildren cut some of the hedges, the box, and the quickthorn behind it. So hedges there. I have sprayed them once, the box with the naughty caterpillars, which if you see in some of my old videos, the naughty old caterpillars can really devastate box, but I need to spray them again at some stage. I've got a holly there, but I'm quite pleased. We've had a reasonable amount of colour at the front there. The magnolia was brilliant. The apple's still a little bit of blossom, but it's nice the seasons. You get one thing and then another. Just do a quick whiz around the rest of the garden, and then I wanted to do a little video of the kitchen, because there was somebody that did kitchen design and said you couldn't put your hob on an island, or you shouldn't put your hob on an island unit, but Janine designed our kitchen, and I think if the room's big enough and the islands unit's big enough, then putting the hob on an island unit actually works very well. But anyway, this is the garden, so you've got some nice roses beginning to come out. Because I cut back that winter sweet, I think the roses are happier. We've got a nice rose over there. Richard Austin. Is it Richard Austin? Austin roses? Not sure. So yeah, I've got more of the plants that we didn't sell there. I'm going to try and move some soil around and do things. I've got a little 35 watt solar collector there, and that connects up to a pump, so I'm getting the water going up to a what's it called? Not a mud, anyway, it's another pool, and it can drip down again to try and get rid of the excess nitrogen in the pond that the goldfish produce. Bog something or other. Bog pond, I don't know, but anyway, if you get the water trickling through a bog, it gets rid of plants can get rid of the nitrogen, and it all works okay. Over here in the vegetable plot, we've got peas coming up, which is quite nice, and runner beans are beginning to run. We've got a few parsnips, I like parsnips, some carrots under that cloche. Got to plant up the rest of the vegetable garden. I'll just show you Stephen's pond. There we are. This is Stephen's pond. I think some of the grandchildren are coming round to help him tidy up the edges, but yeah, the fish look quite happy. When you get a bit of sunlight come onto that pond, as per there, it definitely seems to help. So I think I probably need to cut back some of the branches. When you look at a pond liner and it says about where to put a pond, the first thing it says is don't put it in a shady area, which is just where we are. So all I'm going to do now is just wander into the kitchen. It's fairly cluttered, but I think I can show that in my view, putting the hob on an island unit can work as long as the room is big enough and the island unit is big enough. So, whoops, just going into the kitchen, show that, and then that'll just about do for May's video. Whoops, come in, another door. So this is the kitchen, which, as Janine says, it's sort of a garden room. I think it's probably best I'll just put the lights on, because that will show it, although the sun is out, so we don't really need the lights. But yeah, if you come in from the garage, you can see that that's the island unit, and that's the hob there. The other thing is just another bit of the same material to rest a pan on and things, but I think it does work because the cooker, there's a cooker there, so and the sink is there, and the dishwasher is in that bit there. So the triangles all sort of work. The tops are very cluttered, and apologies for that, but we are clutterers. And as Janine says, it's sort of a garden room, and that there's plenty of nice windows, and there's a table to sit there. Janine was hoping we'd be able to sit at that table and have meals and then put things in the dishwasher, but your dishwasher should be next to your sink, which is where we put it now. That's the dishwasher. Yeah. Whoops. In there. That's the dishwasher in there, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, Stephen likes cooking, and it definitely works. So if your room is big enough, then I would suggest an island unit and a hob on it is fine, because you can really spread yourself out on that unit. But I agree, if it's a small room, then your hob would take up too much space. Yeah. And then we've got coffee sort of thing there, and it's beans to cup is the way to go. DeLonghi, it's nice. And then, whoops, I just go back here. So then that's where the garage door is, and that's the fridge and freezer there. So yeah, it's a nice room. The fact we've got lots of windows. There's a window over the sink, and then there's windows around here, looking out into the garden, which, as I say, is looking quite pleasant. But there is too much clutter, but that's just life. Okay, everybody. So I hope that's proved that you can have a hob on an island unit if the room and the island unit are big enough. Right, I'll try and do another garden video next month in June. We should have a bit more colour in the garden, and we'll see if some of the plants I didn't sell that I put in the garden, see if they've come up. Some of the cosmos have already got little flowers on them, so I'm optimistic there. Whether some of the vegetables should have got a bit bigger. So, cheers everybody. See most of you next month then. Cheers. Bye.